Judd, what in the fuck is going on? Yo. Judd, what in the fuck is going on? Yo.
what you do. And right now, EJ is the best at what he does, and you can't beat him. So it's awesome. It's awesome to watch.
Well, you know exactly what that is like. Congratulations to you, and why don't you go ahead and sign that trophy for him?
We saw the moment of the match brought to you by Pilgrim's. Chicken can be boring, but Pilgrim's is turning chicken nuggets upside down. I love it. You love it. Put it in a nugget. Two bowling superstars, Randy.
Yeah.
Wow, quite an embrace. And EJ has done it again, 25 career wins.
He's the best with or without a thumb, hands down. Incredible. His execution the last 2 wins, it's just an elite level. It's what you dream of as a professional bowler, and being able to pry it off and being able to make the shots when you need them for wins. And that's exactly what EJ Tackett's doing.
Already 2 titles, already another U.S. Open. This guy's thinking about maybe another Player of the Year. A reminder, our PBA Tour coverage continues in 2 weeks, Sunday, March 2nd, FS 1-1 Eastern. PBA Roth-Holman Doubles Championship from Vallejo Vernon Hills in Vernon Hills, Illinois. Coming up next, Big East basketball. 24th ranked Creighton travels to the Garden to take on number 9 St. John's in the Big East. Now for Randy Peterson. Pete Weber did such a great job in the booth with us. Kimberly Presley and the entire crew. It's Dave Ryan saying so long from Springfield, Missouri. You've been watching the PBA on FS1. What a moment for E.J. Tackett. 25 career wins. And gets the trophy from the legend, Pete Weber.
Who wins when the Toyota RAV4 and Honda CR-V compete with the Subaru Forester? 96% of Forester vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. That's more than the RAV4 or CR-V. The 2025 Forester is also an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. That's better than the RAV4 and CR-V. It also holds its value better than any other SUV in its class, according to J.D. Power.
Get special low rates on a new Subaru Forester during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Going on now. Weight loss.
For so long,
I felt stuck. I tried and tried again. Lost weight, gained it back.
but Zepbound means change. Zepbound's for adults with obesity to help lose weight and keep it off.
Activating 2 naturally occurring hormone receptors in my body, Zepbound works differently. It's changing what I believe is possible when it comes to weight loss. It's changing how much weight I lose, up to 48 pounds. And some lost over 58 pounds.
Don't take if allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling in your neck. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor if you have severe stomach pain or a serious allergic reaction. Severe side effects may include inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes, depression, or suicidal thoughts before scheduled procedures with anesthesia, if you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Taking Zepbound with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and worsen kidney problems.
Zepbound means change. Discover the weight loss you could be bound for. Ask your doctor about Zepbound.
With the new Ultimate Hut Bundle, create your Ultimate Pizza Hut feast. I got meat lovers and double pepperoni.
Gronk, we got double pep.
I get double pep.
Dude, Bundle Bros!
Bundle Bros!
Arr. Bundle Bros!
Build yours starting at $24.99. No one outpizzas the Hut.
Wake up, rested. Wow, today just clicks.
These are the faces of the top 2 teams in the Big East. Number 9, St. John's. Number 24, Creighton, from the world's most famous arena. The winner takes over first place. It is a big Sunday showdown in the Big East. The 9th-ranked team in the land, the St. John's Red Storm, with a sellout crowd behind them of over 19,000. Today, welcoming in a Creighton Blue Jays team that has won 9 of its last 10 to get to this point. Second in the Big East, but they would own the tiebreaker over St. John's because they're looking for a season sweep after a New Year's Eve thriller between these two teams. Red Storm looking for a cushion. It is a pivotal one in that Big East regular season title race. I'm John Fanta. He's Donnie Marshall. The Garden has real vibes that feel like March right now. What do you make of this showdown?
I tell you what, the building says it all. It is packed. There's not an empty seat. They know how important this game is. Number 1, number 2 in conference play. This is a huge game, and what better place to be than the Mecca to watch these two teams play.
And we have a couple of guys who are on the Naismith Trophy midseason team as we get to the starting lineup, sponsored by Jeep. There's only one, R.J. Lewis. He's been a machine for the Red Storm, came up with that game-winning shot, game-sealing shot at UConn. And for Creighton, Ryan Kalkbrenner's averaging over 20 per game in Big East play.
Look, not only will he be the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, he could be the MVP of the league. And look, St. John's has something to say about that because number 1 in white thinks he could be that guy as well. But R.J. Lewis, the running mate to Kadari Richmond, is one of the most prolific, one of the most spectacular athletes in all of America. It's going to be a fun one today, folks.
St. John's, winners of 10 of their last 11, but coming off a tough loss at Villanova. Creighton, winners of 9 of 10, coming off a tough loss against UConn. That actually adds to the desperation level of this one. The Blue Jays have won 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams. And in this conference over the last 20 league games, these two teams have been the best. St. John's 17-3. Greg McDermott 16-4. Donnie, think of this quote right here to explain the meaning of this showdown.
Yeah, a lot of times this time of year, your destiny is really not in your hands. But right now, you can control the outcome of where you want to be in another couple of weeks. And on the other side, what can you say? Coach Pitino, 875 career wins. We're going to get into all of his accolades, but wow, has he turned this program around? Almost feels like yesteryear when Lou Carnesecca was here. God rest his soul.
St. John's and Creighton. Winner moves into first place in the Big East. Our officials, Tony Chiazza, Tony Henderson, and Brian O'Connell. Creighton in the road blue, St. John's the home white. The Blue Jays will start.
Yeah, a couple things to think about. If you're Creighton, take care of the basketball. We know they don't have an issue with that. They do a nice job of 12.5 a game. And on the other side, if you're St. John's, you're going to switch stuff, almost everything, every position. Just communicate.
Ryan Kalkbrenner with the catch. Ryan Kalkbrenner got it back, and Lewis was there to force a jump ball.
You need, if you're Ryan Kalkbrenner, you have to know, you've been in college long enough, you've played a lot of games in this building. This has to be an emphatic finish. It can't be a fancy behind-the-head layup. That's got to be a reverse dunk if that's how you're going at it, because St. John's is not going to allow you anything easy, as you saw there.
R.J. Lewis had a look at a game-winning shot at Creighton on New Year's Eve. The Blue Jays stealing it by 1, 57-56. An absolute thriller that went right down to the wire. Kick out pass to the corner, an air ball on the attempt from Green, and here comes Lewis.
It'll be interesting to see how St. John's attacks this defense from behind the three-point line. 37 attempts against Nova. They're hot. They started hot, John. That is so important, not just for Zuby and not just for the Johnnies, but this building to get behind early.
Zuby Ejiofor was just 3 of 16 from 3 in Big East play entering this game, but he had 2 of those 3 against Creighton. Here's Kalkbrenner. He can also dial it up. Had a hand in his face and got the bounce.
Different game today. Your first 2 threes of the game come from the centers. It's a different era we live in terms of players and their abilities in every position and what they can do.
How do you attack a Kalkbrenner-led defense?
Yeah, you have to, one, attack Kalkbrenner's chest. One, you got to go at him. You can't go in soft. And you just have to be assertive. You got to be deliberate with all your moves.
The other dilemma, Creighton fouls the fewest of any team in America.
They do a nice job moving their feet. They switch really well. They just don't reach in. Never get their hands caught in that cookie jar.
Steven Ashworth in the first meeting had 18 points. Ashworth dials it up.
Got to figure that one, though. If you're St. John's, you have to figure that one out, and it's a lot of pressure it puts on you because you're trying to figure out how to play that drop coverage. What do you do with Kalkbrenner? First and foremost, you got to do something about the ball handler. In that case, it's Ashworth.
That's what Creighton can do, averaging close to 10 threes per game. Lewis, McAndrew was there. And now a nice entry to Green. Jason Green with authority.
We talked to Coach McDermott before the game, and one guy that we mentioned was Jason Green, and he's been able to put him in, play 37 minutes one game, the next game play 12, and he gives you the same effort. You see why they're so comfortable with him on the floor.
Here's Wilcher. With 12 on the shot clock, R.J. Lewis came around the horn and a foul on McAndrew.
And this is a little bit of St. John's getting a taste of their own medicine. They love to push that ball ahead and leak out. And I mean, I'm not even sure that was really a leak. I think that was just Jason Green outworking everyone else to get down the floor. Such a big play to start the game on the road in this building. And again, this crowd is just, they know what's happening this season with their Johnnies. They have been behind them all season long. You can feel it.
21-4, their best start to a season since 1985-86. You think about it, though. You said Creighton being comfortable. Well, the Blue Jays came into the Big East in 2013-14. Donnie, in those dozen years, they've been to the Big East championship game 4 times. Greg McDermott's been known for success in this building.
Greg McDermott has really been one of those guys you see that adjust with the nature of the game. You know, we know his teams can shoot threes, but they also are defending as well as anyone in the country.
Here's Ashworth with 12. Ashworth trying to put Ejiofor off guard. And
there you go.
Brenner with a slam.
That's the problem that arises. Yes, Zuby Ejiofor can guard smaller guys, but can St. John's smaller guys push Kalkbrenner out of his comfort zone? And the answer there is no.
Lewis lines it up. He's off. A sharp start for the Blue Jays.
Oh! You don't let him shoot ever again. You're done. Cut him off. Get him on the bench.
Here's Jemiah Neal. He's had to take on an increased role with Pop Isaacs going down back in December. Jemiah Neal short. McAndrew, the freshman, with the offensive rebound. He tried
to do that.
He's off. Green was fouled trying to stick it back. He'll have free throws after our first timeout.
Talk about a two-headed monster, Johnny. One of the best two-headed monsters in all of college basketball. Ashworth, Kalkbrenner. Get used to seeing that today, folks.
Consumer Reports ranks car brands on more than 50 road tests, reliability surveys, owner satisfaction surveys, and safety ratings from IIHS. And for 2025, Consumer Reports' most reliable automotive brand is Subaru. It's no surprise they also named Subaru the best overall automotive brand.
Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on a new Subaru Outback during the Subaru A Lot to Love event going on now.
Weight loss.
For so long,
I felt stuck. But Zepbound means change. Zepbound is for adults with obesity to help lose weight and keep it off.
it's changing what I believe is possible when it comes to weight loss. It's changing how much weight I lose, up to 48 pounds.
And some lost over 58 pounds. Don't take if allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling in your neck. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor if you have severe stomach pain or a serious allergic reaction. Severe side effects may include inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes, depression, or suicidal thoughts before scheduled procedures with anesthesia. If you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Taking Zepbound with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and worsen kidney problems.
Zepbound means change. Ask your doctor about Zepbound.
With the new Ultimate Hut Bundle, create your ultimate Pizza Hut feast. I got meat lovers and double pepperoni.
Drunk, we got double pep.
I get double pep.
Dude, Bundle Bros!
Bundle Bros!
Bundle Bros!
Build yours starting at $24.99. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
I mean, we're going to take overs every game.
Big East College Hoops is sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. There's our Fox Sports colleague, Fran Morrison, and his family. Fran getting a little touch-up.
He's a mess. He's always a mess. Look, his wife's cleaning him up at the game. He is always a mess.
You know what's not a mess? The two-man duo that is Stephen Ashworth and Ryan Kalkbrenner.
They keep the pressure on you, John. They really do. Now, this is where Zuby Ejiofor, the communication has to be from the backside. Zuby has to come up around, but almost behind Kalkbrenner and stop the ball. That is the first thing you do. Too much airspace. And we know Ashworth doesn't need a lot of time. That is behind NBA range. So an adjustment will have to be made there. Don't worry about the pick and the slip yet. Don't worry about the pick and roll. Worry about the ball first, and then you'll get to that backside later.
Take a look at Creighton's hot start earlier today in shoot-around. Rick Pitino said to his team, Donnie, guys, there's no extension defensively that's too much against a guy like Stephen Ashworth. He could heave from close to the logo. That's a normal shot for him.
Yeah, it's to me what you need to do first is better ball pressure, and that will make him a little uncomfortable. Even before you see a pick coming, no matter where you think the pick's coming from, on the ball defense, it has to be the priority against Ashworth.
You were speaking very highly of the man at the free throw line pregame right now, Jason Green. Tell me why.
Yeah, I just think he's one of those, they used to call him Swiss Army knives. He does a little bit of everything. He's probably not perfect at any of them, but he's great at so many things. Catch and shoot. He works his tail off. Offensive rebounds. He'll post up. He's just one of those guys you don't have to run anything for, and you can leave him on the floor.
Wiltshire was off. I mean, Io was able to get it back, and he cannot hit either.
Tell you what, Kalkbrenner, if he's not changing it, he's speeding guys up to try to quick jump. And they've missed a couple like that. Ejiofor missed his first left-handed jump hook. And I think that's the Kalkbrenner effect.
St. John just 1 of 8. Neal short, Green sticks it back, and there's the little thing.
I love him. I think this kid, every coach would love a player like Jason Green because of what you saw right there. By the way, that's his, officially, I'm not sure they're going to give him 2 offensive rebounds, but that was the second time he went and grabbed one around a bunch of white jerseys.
Richmond from the elbow.
So comfortable. Comes off that curl.
And now a turnover off the make.
She posted on Valentine's Day.
Aaron Scott coming off his best performance as a member of the Red Storm was short.
All day.
I would have loved to see Aaron Scott turn the corner and get
pregnant
there.
with Elon's kid.
Another turnover.
I thought it was a joke. I posted that.
Aaron Scott.
Turns out it's not.
Cash.
Turns out Elon has 12 other kids.
What makes that
this will be his 13th.
Richmond,
he has 3 moms, so this will be the 4th mom,
waiting for
13th
his guys
kid.
to run their lanes, to get into their spots, see how the few defenders that were back respond.
And she decides to launch it on Valentine's Day.
5 threes for Scott at Villanova earlier this week. 22 points, a season best.
Why Valentine's Day?
10 on the shot clock. Ashworth with a backdoor to Neal. Neal was able to
wonder how that
stick
went
it
down,
home.
because I know Elon always talks about,
how about
let's
the
have a
pass
kid, we're going to have a kid.
and the cut
And I've seen her, I
Neal.
followed her, I remember.
He didn't stand in the corner.
I'll have a kid, I'm
he
ready to have a
cut
kid with
Ashworth,
someone.
found him, what a
Wonder if
great
that was
finish.
her
You got to finish
in,
like that
his
against the
in,
Johnnies.
They
Will make you pay if you go up soft.
Tell
By
us
the way, Davon Smith is back for St. John's today. He's waiting at the scores table. And a neck injury on Wednesday night kept him out against Nova. Richmond hits.
Down by 5.
Tell you what, Coach Pitino said after that 37 attempt game they had for 3, he wants to see that more. That is such a wonderful just perspective to have when you know you're not a great three-point shooting team, under 30%, but when guys make it, you got to enforce that positive mindset.
A big ovation for Davon Smith, a top 4 scorer for the Red Storm, but does so much more than that with the 5 triple-doubles a year ago. What does he add with having him back today?
Well, he's the team's best defensive rebounder, and he's going to pick the pace of this game up. Wow.
Isaac Trout.
This dude doesn't miss.
Well, Greg McDermott told us pregame, if Isaac Trout can knock down shots, we become a great team.
I told Coach McDermott, just from experience, my experience as a player in college, in the NBA, this building, when you're not shooting great, you come here, for some reason you can knock down shots. It's just what the Garden is all about.
Down 5, come on,
Both
man.
teams have made their last 3, and things are starting to pick up in this battle for first place in the Big East. The winner will be atop the standings. Ashworth
You gotta
stopped.
put that up.
It's to Trout with 9. Trout kicks. Jamiah Neal.
No.
Short.
How about that? Isaac
Rebound,
Trout
go,
is,
move.
I don't know, 6'8", 6'9", and passes the ball out with a smaller guy on him. That's when you need him
Gotta
to
hit that wide
hit
open
that little
three.
bunny.
Yes.
Has 2 triples.
Yes. That's humongous.
He
Down
has
2,
hit
let's
4
tee it
of his
up.
5 threes in conference play against Creighton. What are the chances?
Yes.
Ashworth can't answer,
Go.
and now this
Move.
building, they're gearing up here after a slow start by the Red Storm. Here's Lewis.
I don't like that fucking shot.
Ejiofor battling for the offensive rebound.
And that was one
Don't
three
ever
by
take that shot
Ashworth
again. I
that
want
it's good if it
fucking
goes,
layups
but
and
if not, you want to
three
slow down
wide
just a
open.
little bit.
Ejiofor with a heat check look.
And here's another player in the game, in Zugic, that can knock him down. You got to be aware of where he is if you're St. John's. You don't want a guy like that to get it going, but they put so much pressure on you from behind the arc. Great.
Ashworth was tripped up and a foul. We've got a timeout. Sometimes in these battles, these heavyweight clashes, some unexpected things occur.
Yeah, Zuby does so much for this team. Now you add into the fold that he can knock down threes. Woo! The bad boy right there.
Curb time. Good for them.
What if all I do for my type 2 diabetes isn't enough? Or what if
once weekly Mounjaro could help?
Bush, #1 fan.
Mounjaro helps your body regulate blood sugar and can help you eat less food. Plus, 3 out of 4 people reached an A1C of less than 7%. And people lost up to 25 pounds. Don't take Mounjaro if you're allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or vision changes. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas and gallbladder problems. Taking Mounjaro with sulfonylurea or insulin may raise your low blood sugar risk. Tell your doctor if you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and may worsen kidney problems.
I can do diabetes differently with Mounjaro?
Ask your doctor about Mounjaro. All doses available.
Find a pet-friendly Italian restaurant with outdoor seating nearby and text it to Luca.
Find it real quick. Send it really quick. The place is sick.
Ruben Amorum.
Huge news. You can get a son of for just $3. Wait, I said son of. Look at the words. Son of Baconator is $3.
I don't know anything about Ruben
Thank you. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
Target made Up and Up for you, helping you save on hand soaps. With plant-derived ingredients and custom fragrances. With luscious foam to stir the senses. Sugar-free gummy vitamins for growing kids. And storage solutions with bags in all shapes and sizes, so everything has a home. Everyday favorites at unbeatable prices. We made Up and Up for you, only at Target.
Yesterday, the NCAA Selection Committee revealed the top 16, and how about the fact that 5 of the top 6 teams come from the Southeastern Conference? The note, though, St. John's, the last team in that top 6 team revealed, at 16th overall. 84% of the teams that have been included in this initial reveal have ended up as a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and I think we knew what the SEC was all about even before the season started, so that tracks. The fact that St. John's has their name on that list, look, I know coaches are going to say it means nothing right now, but I disagree. I think anytime they are talking about your team, it gives your team confidence. It gives your fans something to be motivated by, and it also puts the rest of the country and the conference in the Big East on notice. and if you have been under a rock somewhere and haven't seen St. John's, just know they are the real deal. And if that list doesn't tell you, continue to watch right now.
Creighton having trouble getting it in. The Blue Jays, by the way, they're in a good place as well.
Right.
Mike DeCourcy, SM is a 7 seed, and Fedor Zugic, the freshman from Montenegro.
Freshman just dumps all over the whole fucking team.
I'm not sure if anyone understood where that came from. Zugic is known as a really good shooter, but
Richmond.
Well, that's what Smith does. He allows Kadari Richmond to play off the ball, to be able to use that size and to take a break and not have to run the offense every time down. It also adds a lot of pressure to a guy like Ashworth.
Another turnover, the third by the Jays. Richmond to Ejiofor. He was quiet against Villanova. He's not quiet thus far today. Couldn't hit the bunny. It will stay with the Johnnies.
So this is how when Smith and Richmond are on the floor together, they are dangerous. Obviously, take a look at Kadari Richmond on the wing here. Sets you up. Now the help comes from Neal, just over helps, and Smith is just too good. His vision is too good. He's just too savvy to not see Richmond cutting. Really nice job, 1-2 punch there.
Fire and ice stylistically. Lewis knew he missed it. And we got a foul on Creighton on the box out. It's on Neal.
And that's what 6'6" does for Kadari Richmond. That little extra effort play. You'll see him coming out of the left side of your screen and does get a little push there. But look, I don't think you would have seen Kadari Richmond making that move 2 years ago, even when he was at Syracuse. That's how he's matured and really what Coach Pitino and his staff have pulled out of him.
This battle on the glass, Donnie's fascinating. Creighton is 4th in the country in defensive rebounds. St. John's in 7th in offensive rebounds. That looked a lot like R.J. Lewis's game sealer at UConn. And now the pressure.
Travel.
They combated and break
Down,
through.
come on, man.
Well, St. John's knows there's really one facilitator, one head of the snake for Creighton, and that is Ashworth. So if you can pressure, get the ball out of his hand and pressure other people, you're in a good way. But this, out of bounds under, pretty simple. It's all set up really by the hard cut, and this was against UConn. Same play, other side. He just does a nice job. Look at Liam McNeely's head is spinning right there. Didn't know where he lost Lewis, but that's from a lot of reps and understanding your numbers called. You better find a way to get open, and Lewis does that.
What a moment that was for this Red Storm team. Trout, he's off. St. John's was down 14-4 in the early moments.
Come on, 5.
Davon Smith.
Another fucking
long. Look at that battle between Kalkbrenner and Ejiofor.
Yeah, really nice job. Just getting your body in the way of Ejiofor. He's so active. That's a tough matchup with Kalkbrenner.
Ashworth out of control, and here comes Lewis with a head of steam. R.J. Lewis attacking. Ejiofor's there. He's fouled.
Thank fucking God. The guy got murdered.
And St. John's just, they keep coming at you. They get downhill, 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 and then the next guy's running. I thought R.J. Lewis, when he drew two, he probably could have kicked that maybe to the corner, found a teammate. That's a very, very difficult play, but Zuby Ejiofor bails him out, the offensive rebound.
Donnie, today about response for both these teams because something happened. It hasn't happened much in this conference season. They're both coming off a defeat, and perhaps nobody has that today more than Zuby Ejiofor because he didn't look like himself in Wednesday's loss to Villanova. Just 2 points in that game.
Yeah, I think anytime you're a big and you have to play against someone like Eric Dixon, even Ryan Kalkbrenner, it's a lot. It takes it out of you. You know, they're big, strong guys, especially Dixon can play out, plays in. And you see Kalkbrenner turning into that as well, playing outside, playing inside. But
Green got loose and slammed it home. Creighton's already at 5 dunks in this game.
I love watching Jason Green. The game he just keeps it simple. Runs the floor, makes himself available.
Ruben Prey. Freshman is short. Kalkbrenner corrals.
Down by 2.
Ashworth. It was too long of a pass to Kalkbrenner. He was trying to connect with him. Up ahead to Ejiofor, out of his reach.
The problem with that pass from Ashworth is that it has to be more of a direct pass and not a floater. You're just too close, 5 feet apart. This, on the other hand, is just a wonderful look ahead, throw it over the top. Jason Green does the rest, but I love that about Stephen Ashworth. Even Davon Smith, they throw the ball ahead. You know, they're confident point guards. They allow their guys to get out and do the work, throw it up where they can catch it. I just thought that Ashworth pass was just too much air under it. Had to be more of a direct pass when you're that close to a guy.
That pressure does not waver, Donnie.
So now Davis is going to have to deal with some of that pressure. Ashworth out of the game. This is a huge point in the game.
And he commits an offensive foul.
That's, you know, it's an issue that Creighton is going to have to learn to play through. Ashworth, as much as you'd like him to play 40 minutes a game, it's just not realistic. And you saw the little chicken wing, the push-off there. I thought Ashworth against UConn was a little worn out. Their schedule up to that point was a grueling one, just like a lot of teams go through. But when you play as many minutes as a guy like Ashworth, it catches up to you, especially this time of year.
Big spot for the freshman Ty Davis. R.J. Lewis on top of the key triple.
Tell you what, R.J. Lewis, he is making himself a lot of money as we see him playing. NBA scouts love him.
Neal attacking. That's what Jemiah Neal can do.
Nice job playing through it. Probably thought he got grabbed. Sometimes players will throw their arms in the air looking for the foul. That was good focus there by Neal.
Smith with a little stop and go action from the free throw line. Got the friendly bounce.
Finally. That still looked like that fucking
He's
shot.
just so active, so wild, so like, he's just one of those guys that he's got bounce. Just a wily type of player.
Dealing with an injury, but showed up to practice yesterday. Surprised the entire St. John staff. They said he's good to go. They thought they'd be without him for a few weeks. 8 on the shot clock. It's Neal with 5.
That's a push
Neal
off.
with 3. With 2, he has to heat. It's an air ball. Shot clock violation. That's the nation's number 2 defense.
They're a little out of sorts without Ashworth, and you know what? St. John's taking advantage of it. The stop behind for R.J. Lewis.
Let's go.
And then Jemiah Neal wanted the and one. We got a good one, folks. 1 point game at the Mecca.
You'll get better when you're not blamed for a condition you can't control. You'll get better when your care doesn't depend on your income. You'll get better when your pain isn't minimized, dismissed, forgotten. We will never stop trying to get better. Because when medicine gets better, all of us can get better.
I thought you would.
Huge news. You can get a son of for just $3. Wait, I said son of. Look at the words. Son of Baconator is $3. Thank you. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
Target made Up and Up for you, helping you save on hand soaps. With plant-derived ingredients and custom fragrances. With luscious foam to stir the senses. Sugar-free gummy vitamins for growing kids. And storage solutions with bags in all shapes and sizes, so everything has a home. Everyday favorites at unbeatable prices. We made Up and Up for you, only at Target.
Michigan State takes on Michigan. Fox College Hoops Friday tips off at 8 Eastern.
Same thing as Canes anyway.
You ready for Cooper Flag at the world's most famous arena, Donnie Marshall? Because Saturday on Fox Primetime Hoops, it's Flag. One of the favorites for National Player of the Year. He leads third-ranked Duke in a showdown against Illinois. Coverage begins Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox. And Kaspera Shakachonis on the other side.
Oh, some pretty good young people in this college basketball this year, but this is a Creighton team that shares the basketball. They really do a nice job. At times, the problem is when Stephen Ashworth is not handling the ball, it doesn't flow. It doesn't move as well. In 2 possessions, he was out. 2 turnovers for Creighton, and that's why you see him right back in the game. But I mean, look at that, 6.5 points, 6.5 assists in a season. That is, look at those names. Sherman Douglas, Pearl Washington, Billy Donovan on there, and at the bottom, Stephen Ashworth. Wow, good company there, needless to say.
And congratulations to Billy D,
that's right.
because he went into the rafters. His number retired by Providence College last night.
So good.
To be in that company.
Oh. You don't appreciate it when you're in it, but he will one day.
Play was designed for Iwuchukwu, who just checked in, and Rick Pitino not a fan of how it ended up going down. A turnover by the Red Storm. R.J. Lewis forces the 7th Creighton giveaway. Iwuchukwu took the dump and scored it.
Iwuchukwu has turned out to be a really, really nice piece. His athleticism when Ejiofor goes to the bench. He's a terrific complementary big, and they're big right now. If you think about with Prey, Iwuchukwu, and Lewis 6'7", Richmond, 6'6". This is some size for Creighton.
Well, and think about that. No, 10 of 11 of the field goals have been assisted on. Only 2 turnovers. Creighton had 7. And we've got a tie up here. The possession arrow's with them, so they'll keep it with Donnie. This is becoming a real dilemma with still about 7 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, Creighton just needs to just take a deep breath, slow down a little bit, and get your guys to their spots. Just slow down a click. This is what this press is designed to do. It's designed to speed you up, but just get away from each other.
McAndrew from the corner cannot hit, and we get a foul on Iwuchukwu. It's the 5th on the Red Storm.
Threw Jason Green to the ground, and I understand it. Jason Green's everywhere. When that ball goes up, you know he's going to be on the glass.
That's going to bring Ejiofor back into this game, because Pitino doesn't want to see any more trouble in the foul department. Aaron Scott sidelined with 2. You think about it, Donnie, in the first meeting, which went right down to the wire, Creighton committed 19 turnovers. The difference, that was in Omaha. Greg McDermott said St. John's is different in this building.
Yeah, they really are. Just have a different confidence about them, and really a different kind of pride when they play in this building.
17 straight home wins dating back to last year. Longest streak in the country. Shot clock at 5 for Ashworth. He was stripped. It will stay with Creighton with 3.
Really nice job by Wiltshire to move those feet. Got He got beaten off the dribble, but the next guy up, and I think Wilcher might have poked that ball away from behind.
3 on the shot clock. Green, the inbounder. They go to Kalkbrenner.
Nice D there by Ejiofor. Face guarding Kalkbrenner.
Richmond with a beautiful time to pray. Kalkbrenner shut it down. That's the 3-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year. Neal. Long. Creighton in a bit of a drought.
Jason Green again, keeping that alive, John.
Ashworth, and the foul will go on the line for 4.
And this is how you want to attack it. You got to attack it with body first. That's a hard one because you're trying to get to that rim quick. Ryan Kalkbrenner doing what he does best, and then Stephen Ashworth. Too much space. He's just too crafty. Got a cute game around that perimeter area. You saw a shot fake earlier. That time he didn't pass it up.
And he is 94 of 97. 94 of 97.
He's only missed 2 in Big East play.
From the line this year, make it 95 of 98 on the year. Wow. And just like that, Donnie, Creighton leads. Here's Kadari Richmond shifting his game into a different gear, short. It's off Kalkbrenner.
Their fucking whole offense is a fucking little pick and roll, fucking top of the.
Now you talk about Defensive Player of the Year candidates nationally. And Ryan Kalkbrenner on the Naismith watch list. He's having another stellar season. He gets off the bus and he's got 3 blocks. Now a turnover by the Red Storm, their 3rd. Neal gliding in, Jemiah Neal, their 6th dunk.
Tell you what, Creighton has shown everyone in this building that they are not afraid. Think about it, this is a team who lost really their 3rd leading scorer, or their 3rd big-time scorer in Pop Isaacs, and they have figured out how to live life without him. They'd love to have him, but guys really
stupid fucking offense.
Talk about stepping up.
Fucking pick and roll, 2 foot inside
you
the
see
three.
him every game, even when he doesn't play, he's out here working on that jump shot. Beautiful mid-range jumper.
Neal is fouled by Wilcher, and that will put Creighton in the bonus.
Yeah, we talk about Creighton's offense and how they shoot threes. Well, today how they dunk the ball, but it's all set up by their defense. They are a much better defensive team than I think they get credit for, and I think the Blue Jays,
today at home, this is bad.
Those Doug McDermotts and those Ethan Rogges and those type of guys, if you remember the Mitch Bellocs, he's an assistant, those type guys making all those threes in their career has really created a monster in terms of, you think of Creighton, they're a 3-point shooting team, but this team is holding their opponents to 30% from 3 and 40 from the field. I mean, that's pretty good for a 3-point shooting team, I guess.
It is. It is. Jemiah Neal, a 61% free throw shooter, hits both here. To your point on being fearless, this Creighton team has won 5 straight Big East road games. First time they've ever done that.
I mean, the adjustment that you make when you lose a big-time player, and obviously they're trending the right way. They found something. Guys have kind of been catapulted into bigger roles. Trout, McAndrews, I mean, those type of guys. Davis, you saw him in there for a couple of stints. Even Jason Green. Greg McDermott has done a phenomenal job of trusting his players, but saying, hey, here's an opportunity. What are you going to do with it?
Wins over Kansas. Road win at UConn. Win over Marquette. Here's Smith attacking. Tavon Smith is a player.
He really is. He changes the speed and the pace of not only how they play in the open court, the full court, but you saw there in the half court.
Down 1.
Ashworth comes around the horn. Stephen Ashworth, that's a pure teardrop.
Stephen Ashworth says, I got a little speed myself.
Wow.
24-year-old seasoned vet. Don't call him an old man in college hoops.
24.
He's a dad, too.
Married dad. I mean, you talking about responsibility.
Smith is starting to sizzle. His return after missing earlier this week. He's got 8 points on 4 of 5. You can tell this is a battle for first.
Yeah, they're getting after it. Obviously, standing guys up, no one backing down.
Shot clock at 7. It's down to 5 for Ashworth. Down to 2. Neal has to heave. Just got it off. In and out.
Jesus Christ. Come on, you can take the lead back again here. Slow it down. This motherfucker.
Ejiofor. Trout with the board.
That wing three is a little different than the top of the key three. Just a little.
Ejiofor, though, gets back defensively. 8th great turnover. Smith glides. And we got a foul. It's on the floor, but Davon Smith has returned and returned emphatically.
The leadership, his pace. Look at this. You called it, John. He is a blur. That mid-range game, elbow jumper. Woo! Woo! College hoops on FS1. Boy.
This is what joint pain looks like when you keep moving with Aleve. Just one Aleve, 12 hours of uninterrupted joint pain relief. Aleve, strength to last 12 hours.
Okay, little Wendy's hack. If you want a super fresh, high-quality burger every time, tell them you want a hamburger. That's a hack, right? No? A hack-free burger made fresh for you? Gotta be Wendy's.
When the temperature drops, you've got 2 choices. Close your eyes and think warm thoughts, or open your eyes and get out here. There's only one vehicle lineup that embraces everything the cold has to offer.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Goal, the 11th of the season. That'll show up on the highlight reel. Nathan McKinnon has put on a show tonight.
That is just 2 guys coming at each other, and McKinnon won that battle.
McKinnon one-timer. Nathan McKinnon will move.
Fairlight.
Coming up on the Jeep Halftime Report, a pair of Big Ten matchups is number 20 Michigan back.
You think this kid's not a hockey player?
Really dress duo, John and Donnie. Love the sweater vest, Donnie.
It's a V-neck grill. It's a V-neck sweater. Not a vest, man. He should know better than that.
We look forward to that. How about the Red Storm defense, one of the best in the country?
Look, they have their hands full today. You know, they're going to be disruptive, but more of that full court pressure, the deflections, those things start to wear teams down, and you saw that when the ball's not in Stephen Ashworth's hands. They are on the attack. With Davon Smith in, when Ashworth has the ball, that is the X factor. How do you speed him up and just kind of get him uncomfortable? And I think that's why we haven't seen Davon Smith come off the floor.
Anytime that we're talking about defense and you're just shy of the company of Rick Barnes in Tennessee nationally, pretty much says it all.
Yeah.
Take a look at the difference there. Points off turnovers. St. John's with 10 and the Red Storm with the basketball.
Yeah, St. John's, this team, Coach Pitino and his staff have done a really nice job of balancing being that defensive-minded team, but then adding beautiful offense at times in there with them.
Call the pass from Richmond to
Drew that
Ejiofor.
up. Just like I drew it up at half.
I mean, they present a lot of problems for you, and I agree with Coach Pitino. You have to make threes to go deep in the NCAA tournament. And if this team can find that touch and click, they don't have to make 10 or 15 a game, but if they can make enough to scare some teams, boy, sky's the limit.
Kalkbrenner backing his way in. That was altered. Richmond and Smith got in with Ejiofor, and here come the Johnnies.
2 minutes left. Slow it down.
Smith. That's well defended by
What
Stephen
in the
Asper.
fuck was that?
Thought about it. Look, we talk about St. John's defense. Creighton's 27th in the country in defensive efficiency. Off the stop, a fading pass to Kalkbrenner. We've got a foul. It's on Kalkbrenner. That's a rarity.
Speaking of Kalkbrenner, this is where I think St. John's really has an advantage. If he's a back-down player, Zuby Ejiofor can guard that, and then the help can come. Your defense can set on the opposite side. When he's in that pick and roll, it puts too much pressure on the backside and the big who's involved in that. So I think when he backs you down, I think St. John's, the advantage goes to them.
He's 5 out.
And Creighton at 6 fouls. They only average 10 a game. Best in the country. As Lewis is fouled. So make it a 7th, Donnie. That is not typical for the Blue Jays to get whistled.
It's just what St. John's does, though. Their athleticism, and their ability to just get to wherever they want to. 10.5 fouls per game, and you see it. Fewest in Division I, and that's just, listen, when you have a guy like Ryan Kalkbrenner back there who disrupts, who changes, who makes you think, who speeds you up when you get to the rim, it helps. And Coach McDermott will tell you that. It helps having him back there, but look, guys still have to guard on the perimeter without fouling. And I think, again, they're being challenged today by a very athletic St. John's team on that perimeter.
As Lewis knocks down the first. R.J. Lewis last week named Naismith Trophy NCAA National Player of the Week.
The problem with the fouls for Creighton is, they don't turn teams over. So, if they're turning it over and fouling, it's hard for them to kind of get it back.
Oh, that's how you break a press if Neal can get to it. He did, and hits.
Wow. That's a tough one there. Coach Pitino's talking to his staff like, how'd that happen?
No.
Ebeen Ayo. Smith with the offensive board.
Got a rebound. No!
He's short.
What is 5 doing? Get him out!
Ashworth probing, and that's a foul on Smith. And it'll send the best free throw shooter in the country to the line.
Look, everything, you're trying to keep guys in front of you, but here's how you break a press. Again, look who has the ball. 0 out of bounds. That's Jason Green. But this has to be a conversation. It can't be one guy pointing. That guy has to be running to that player. You don't really have, and I think that was Zuby Ejiofor in that case. You don't really have a man when you're pressuring full court. You have an area. And if that guy shoots long, your area is to go back and protect your rim.
Missed it.
Ashworth missed a free throw.
Very rare.
Just his 4th miss of the entire season. Ebeen Ayo.